Curious about all things paranormal? Well, you're in for a treat. Every week we dig up the top 3 craziest stories and mysteries from our Facebook group.
That's right. So grab yourself a drink, relax, and get ready to dive into the supernatural with us. Welcome to Weekly Paranormal Picks, Episode 3.
But before we dive on in to our first submission, let's take a quick look back at some of the highlights from last week's content.
So in our recent episodes of Beyond the Hub podcast on YouTube, we delved into 3 of Nick's paranormal investigations. In episode 1, one of our buddies hit up Nick, and he was dead certain his place was haunted by a little girl's ghost. And intrigued by the mystery, Nick, of course, jumped at the chance to investigate. In episode 2, Nick's fiance's childhood house was haunted by something sinister, and her cousin had recently moved in. Guess what? Nick finally got the chance to investigate. And in our final episode, Nick reached out to the Stanley Theater in Utica, New York. This place is known for being a hotbed of paranormal activity, with stories stretching back decades. And guess what? Yet again,
what happened?
They reached back out and gave him the chance to investigate. You know. And he did it not once, not twice.
Not twice.
But 3 times. And let me tell you, the stuff that he uncovered, it will blow your mind.
Okay, now that's out of the way. Thank you all for tuning into Beyond the Hub podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Brandon. We're excited to have you join us for today's 30-minute live stream. I just wanted to say hello to everybody in the chat today. I see Kevin Smith. He's been interacting with us on our YouTube videos. I'm happy to see you here today.
Thank you for tuning in. Nice to see you,
Kevin. We got Patriot USA 51. Hi, one of the ones that just joined the group. Welcome. We hope that you enjoy all of our content and everything within our Facebook group, too. There's tons of other content that other people share in there as well.
We love you, Kevin.
And, of course, the usual Spectral Paranormal shout-out. Hello, you guys are the best. We have to jump on an interview. Talk to you guys soon. Good luck in your interview, Spectral Paranormal. We did have an interview with Spectral Paranormal, right?
Yeah, we did.
That was early on in our show.
That was Mark and Andrea.
We had some technical difficulties, but maybe we can get them back soon. I know they're going out to do some investigations soon, right?
Yeah, they do a lot of crazy stuff too.
Yeah.
So make sure you check them out as well.
Phantom Fiction says greetings. All right, so with everybody here tuning in right now, let's jump into our first pick of the day.
1 second, I'm going to pull this up.
I'm excited for these.
Hold on a second.
These are some paranormal... So the term paranormal, for those of you who are new here, is a broad term that's used to describe other than normal. So it's an umbrella term that covers cryptids, ghosts, spirits, UFOs, aliens, interdimensional beings, even angels and demons. All of these things are paranormal. Even the practice of magic, the use of Ouija boards, all of this stuff we consider paranormal. So for today, we found some posts in our group of more of the paranormal stuff that branches out into cryptid territory.
Dude, we were at 131,000 last week.
Were we?
Yeah, we're already at almost 133.
I thought we were at 130.
We might have. It's going crazy. Like week after week, it's incredible.
I'm thrilled to see the growth. It's amazing.
So look at this one. This one comes from Disbelief Paranormal Official. Look at this. I'm gonna click on this. So that's the picture. The discussion is this picture was taken from distance and it's enlarged, thus affecting the picture quality. This is a creepy picture of what looks like a massive sized dogman. We wanted to show you this picture that was captured by a mom in the woods with her dog and kids in the USA. The area wasn't given as it is an area of natural beauty and enjoyed by the people who live there.
Okay, so that is a common occurrence where people have some encounter or they experience some type of paranormal or supernatural experience where they will share their experiences there, but part of these people like wants to keep that area private, not because they want people to be skeptic of their findings, but because they don't want people to go there on their own and look in search of these things because they want to keep going there themselves.
Yeah.
And they don't want the area to become too publicly known and overrun with now there's massive crowds of people coming here all the time, and maybe that ends the paranormal activity. Now, with all of that being said, this one really grabbed me because I've been listening to some other shows talking about like werewolves and Bigfoot lately, and from the post they say it looks like a massive sized dog man. I don't think that necessarily. I mean, I can see where people say that looks like a Bigfoot, but I think its face more resembles a goat.
It doesn't look like what a Bigfoot. What doesn't really look like what a Bigfoot is described as being. So I would.
Its face looks more like a goat or a horse.
Yeah.
Than a dog man.
What do you guys think about this one?
So what's your take on this? I mean, first of all, I this could be faked, but it doesn't look fake. The way that it's in the trees, like the lighting of it all, I don't really see any like artifacting or weirdness around him. Kevin Smith says, "Yeah, it looks like a goat." Yep. That's what I think. I think that's a goat man, which is interesting because one of our earlier episodes we talked about the Jersey Devil, and that's described as like a goat man.
I think everyone's seeing these different things, but it's all connected.
Yeah, absolutely think that. So I don't think that's a Bigfoot, but I think that there's the Bigfoot community, they're super passionate about Bigfoot. Some of them tried to summon Bigfoot and stuff like that. And I don't think they'd appreciate that being labeled as a Bigfoot, but I can see how somebody would say just because of its stature, the way it's standing, but its face looks like a goat. I don't think it looks like a dog man. I have seen a video.
He's like,
I have seen a video of. I really want to track this video down. I haven't seen it come across in our group yet. Because sometimes people will find stuff that they find online and share it in the group too. It's not just original findings or personal encounters. But I saw a video of it looks like a werewolf, like across the street, and I think a street camera is seeing it. I don't know if you've seen a video, like a Ring camera catches this thing, and then it kind of like goes like translucent and disappears.
I haven't seen this,
dude. It's ridiculous.
Oh, hit my nose on the thing.
It's ridiculous. But so yeah, that's our first post in our Facebook group that we're featuring for the day. Hey, Caitlin Noel's in the chat from Twitch.
Looks like a small antlers.
Looks like a small antlers kind of on its head. Huh.
I'm going back now. You thinking like the photo underneath here?
And that zoomed out one, that leaf looks like it's covering some of his face. Where his eye is.
He's just...
What are you doing?
It's just like the face, like he was caught. Like if this was from Ghosts of London, you think he does look like a British person. Oh, you caught me!
You're ridiculous, Nick. I don't really see the antlers. Wait, she said small antlers.
Small antlers. I backed out. It could be. It might be the leaves matrixing something.
Well, now that I saw that leaf, I didn't see the second picture where it zooms in more.
Yeah.
That really makes the leaf look like it covers up.
It may.
Like it makes me think it lean more towards the side that it could be faked. But I'm not saying I still don't think that's faked. But it's making me feel a little bit more like it could be, a little bit more plausible, because I just noticed that leaf is a little weird. But at the first glance of the original picture zoomed out, I didn't really notice anything wrong with it. Like I've seen some really good Photoshops.
Yeah.
That are convincing, but you can still tell they're Photoshops if you really look. And then I've seen some really terrible Photoshops where it's first glance you're like, "Are you kidding me? Who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool?"
All right, let me pull up this. Let me let us know what you guys think of that. Do you think it's the dog man, the goat man?
Wait, can you pull that back up real quick? Do you still have it?
Yeah, one second.
Were there any comments on there with other people were saying? Dude, there's 93 comments on this. Let's see what they said.
Well, I'm going to have to pull out right here. Let's see.
Let's see what some of the top one. Oh,
Oh no.
there's 34 comments, not 93.
Looks like someone playing dress up.
They're
Okay.
indulging in their plushie cosplay. Okay.
All right, we're getting canceled already.
That's funny.
I thought it was a goat man. My bad.
Oh, see?
Hey, that's my cousin.
Hey, that's my cousin.
Probably just some harmless person. I wouldn't make too much of it.
I think
An alpaca?
that's... Yeah, I see.
Standing up, though?
I see the face. No, just the face, just the head.
Yeah.
I think it does kind of look more like an alpaca than a goat.
Creepy. Looks like an alpaca. Daryl. That's all they said.
I think to just dismiss everything with it's probably just harmless.
Okay.
People in the woods just practice like doing some cosplay stuff.
Always
like,
blurry.
Come on.
Always blurry.
Kevin said he would really question this one. Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's definitely sketchy. I mean, this always blurry. Hey, okay. T. David Cook. If you came face to face with this, and if you got any sort of, if you were like, hold on, that's still. If I actually saw something, I'd be crapping my pants. I would try to get. That would 100% try to get a picture. I'd be like,
it's still probably moving.
Yeah, it looked like it was
Also-
in motion. Yeah, he's.
What leads me to question this one off of my initial, like when I was looking through the group this week, and I showed you this one. What leads me to question this one now from before is a better look at the leaf.
Mm-hmm.
That's making me question it a little bit more.
So,
But if that is real, if that is a photo of a real cryptid, which I don't know what cryptid that is close to other than the Jersey Devil. I mean, the Jersey Devil's wings though. It's one that is unnamed that according what am I trying to say? Is one that is I'm unaware of being named
yeah.
or categorized. It's a goat man, a satyr. Isn't that a goat man, a satyr?
I think so.
I think that's Greek or something.
Our
Okay.
next submission comes from Jay Swan. You want to take this one?
Yeah. We got it for everybody to see. Okay. Jay Swan, top contributor. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
He said, I found myself face to face with a alien/reptilian human creature thing one early morning during my morning walk to work. It was so scary. At first, I thought it was a drunk man approaching me, but apparently I was very wrong. This creature had arms so long, its fingers almost touched the ground. Its jaw was long, and its eyes were sunk in the head. I ran to the other side of the street in complete terror. I then ran into Maverick gas station and had everyone run outside to see for themselves, and when we did, it was gone. It happened on, I'm pretty sure that's Route 93? State Route 93 in Layton by the Air Force Base. Okay, well, first off, I would have been terrified.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
We don't hear of many of these reptilian stories. We hear alien. It's only been recently I've heard more reptilian stuff.
I hear a lot of reptilian stuff. I mean, even back in what year was this? Like 2008. There was conspiracies starting to surface on YouTube. I remember stumbling across a couple of them about deep underground reptilian civilizations and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's true per se, but I'm not saying it's not true. This one would have terrified me, and I completely understand why Jay ran to the other side of the street in complete terror and then went into the gas station to see if other people see it, because he needed to confirm to himself, am I seeing something?
Yeah.
Are other people seeing this? From personal experiences I've had, I was reluctant to share the encounters that I've had for quite a long time because I didn't want people to think I was crazy. But now, years later, and it didn't take me too long, honestly. I started sharing it with people as I grew in my faith, and then it's my testimony. It's not even kind of my testimony, it's my testimony. I started sharing it with people, and then I told the story so many times that I'm desensitized to caring what anybody has to say if they think I'm crazy or not, because I know what I saw, and nothing's going to change my mind about it. But with that being said, this reptile alien thing, have you heard of the new thing that the media is trying to get ahead of? I'm posturing it that way intentionally. The media is trying to get ahead of. They're saying that there's this new mental illness or disability or something that I don't remember the name of it, but it's where people see faces turn into demon faces.
I did see that.
You saw that? Yeah. I saw. My wife saw it on TikTok and showed it to me, and then ever since she showed it to me, I'm starting to see it pop up here and there in other media, and yeah. So the news outlets are trying to say this is a new disorder where you're seeing demon faces. Like, I think they're just trying to get ahead of the truth. Maybe people are really genuinely seeing a demon showing its true face, like
that
for
is,
a split second.
Yeah.
Like maybe the veil's being torn. Maybe what they're doing at CERN is has torn the veil, or the veil is thinning. Maybe the weird rockets that NASA shot at the solar eclipse, 2 weeks ago, did some weird things. I don't know. I'm just theorizing weird stuff.
Kevin Smith says on YouTube, do either of you think that some people are more inclined to see cryptid activity than spirit activity, as in more in tune with one than the other?
That is a very good question. I do think that I think the entities that we're interacting with, whether it be spiritual or physical, the cryptid versus spirits, the things that we're inclined to see, maybe some of these entities have the ability to present themselves. Maybe they're telepathic or something, or they can tell what we think and what we're thinking, and they present themselves to us as something familiar. So like if my entire childhood I grew up, and this is just an example, this isn't really how it is, but if my entire childhood I grew up and I found out about Bigfoot and I was obsessed with him, and he's my favorite creature, he's my favorite animal, blah blah blah, there's some sort of, that's the energy I'm putting out there, I'm looking for it, seeking ye shall find, something like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas you had your experiences and your encounters growing up, and like this is real now. Like I didn't have that experience with seeing Bigfoot or anything, where you shared that you've had ghost poltergeist activity, and that's what inspired you to, do your investigations and launch this whole thing we're doing now. And because of that, you have activity that is more in line with that. So I think, to answer that question, I think it is absolutely that people are more inclined to see what they're gearing themselves towards, like where they're directing their path. Like when I practiced a spiritual thing, astral projection, it's very spiritual. The things that I experienced and the things that I saw were spiritual in nature. It's not like I practiced astral projection and I'm flying over some trees and I see Bigfoot. No. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but that would be crazy. But I experienced spiritual things.
Did you go in there looking for things, or do things come looking for you?
I went in there looking for an experience, because at the time I was of zero faith and I was an atheist, and I just wanted to see, is magic real? Is this real? Is that real? So I was very inquisitive and curious. So I did the scientific method and learned for myself. And so I learned how to do astral projection, and I went in looking to see what the experience is as a whole. I wasn't looking for entities. Honestly, I didn't think there were any entities. I just went and experienced it. I was like, this is cool. It's real. Whoa, this is kind of magical. Then I saw an entity and was like, oh, all of my preconceived notions about the world is incorrect. I'm terrified. And I'll get into more detail about that on an episode coming up soon. But I always tease it here and there, little different pieces and bits, because it is my personal reason that I got involved into the paranormal field and just talking about this stuff. Kevin Smith says, thanks. Yeah, no problem for answering your question.
Going back to the comments on some of these, it was an alien form only you.
That's actually kind of like the demon thing I just said,
mm-hmm.
where the news is trying to get ahead of this disorder that people have now that's just popping up out of nowhere, that nothing influenced it whatsoever. It's just, turns out you have this disorder, where someone sees a demon and maybe two other people around them look at the same person. They don't see the demon. Maybe that person's given the ability to see through the veil and the other people aren't. Maybe that's it.
We had our moderator in here. Sounds like, let me go back to that. Sounds like wrong place, wrong time to the guy. For me, he was probably able to see its true form. In that case, those people in the place might not have seen anything but a drunk man to them if it was there.
That's like the lady in the plane.
Yeah.
The lady freaking out like, that thing over there
is not real.
That's not real. It's not a heroine or whatever she was saying. Like, I don't remember. I can't quote her, but I've seen the video. So, everybody else on the plane was acting completely calm.
Yeah.
And there's theories that she's just, on drugs and freaking out on an airplane or something. But I don't think so. I wouldn't be in this community discussing these topics if that's what I thought.
Exactly.
I think that they walk among us, many different entities.
All right. Here is our last post of the day, unless anyone else has anything to share that are listening in right now. Let's get over here real quick.
Well, I before we start this, I forgot to ask anybody watching right now if you've had any encounters with a reptilian, or reptilian humanoid,
Or
type
cryptids.
creature, or cryptid sightings or encounters, or alien encounters. Since especially that last topic was alien slash reptilian. The first one was goat, llama man, alpaca man, whatever it is. Yeah, if you have any of those types of experiences, please share them in the chat. But with that being said, let's carry on to this next topic. It's shared to us by anonymous participant. Okay, that's awesome, because I have mentioned to our audience before that if you do have a story that you want to share, but you are concerned with, revealing your identity, or minorly doxing yourself, or whatever you want to consider it. If you are concerned with what people might think, you can anonymously post your experience. You can do pictures too, right? You can anonymously make a post. Pictures, videos, text. You can post it all anonymously. So you don't have to be labeled as the source of that with your name. And you have just as equal of a chance of us choosing your content if you post anonymously. So we encourage you, if you're not comfortable sharing and having your name associated to it, to at least share anonymously, because it's just more stuff to discuss. So Mustang727 answered that previous question. He says, or she says, no, I would like to see something in regards to the cryptids. To go along with what Kevin asked earlier, if you really want to see something, I'm not saying that you should go summon things, but go look.
Something's come find you.
Yeah, go look. Like, if you want to go see, I wonder what weird cryptid-like creatures are in the woods, go to a national forest and go explore. Obviously, grab stuff to protect yourself in case you find something crazy or weirdos out there. But go look. People do that.
Dolores W on YouTube says, hello all. Hello. And for some reason on here, it's saying we only, like, on the top, like, YouTube subscribers, it says we only have like 280.
That isn't accurate.
I know. We have now surpassed 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you, everybody.
That is crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
We are absolutely grateful for each and every one of you. Each and every single individual follower matters to us. We really appreciate it. So you want me to kick off reading this post?
Yeah.
All right. So the anonymous participant shares, hey, this happened the other night. I don't know if it is supernatural. However, I would like everyone's opinions. That's to you, chat. This might be a long one. My brother and I was sat watching TV the other night. My mom called my brother and said, "What's up? I missed your call." And my brother was absolutely convinced he did not phone her. Also, no evidence of it in his call log. We thought nothing of it. So real quick, just want to pause there and say, that is odd.
Yeah.
Not something I don't think is, it's not something that I don't think is impossible to happen, just with technology bugging out. But that's still odd. We're going to carry on with that. Anyway, a few hours later, a distant family member who I've met once/twice in my life called me. really random. I didn't even pick up the phone because I thought it was odd and maybe she called the wrong person. However, the phone kept ringing. I immediately texted my mom and said, your auntie is phoning me, and my mom too also thought this was strange. So she gave her a call to ask how come she phoned me. This lady responded that she had a missed call for me. There was no evidence of this in my call log either, just like my brother's call to my mom. This is when me and my brother and mom thought right, this is really strange. Yeah, so now multiple people are receiving phone calls with the person who called them not actually calling them. Like they have no recollection of actually calling them. They're saying, I never called you.
Like, what?
And that's weird. And technology can get a little weird, you know, sometimes, especially with the paranormal, the supernatural. We can have our equipment go weird when we talk about certain subjects. I don't think that's just coincidence. You can have your camera malfunction when you're trying to capture the image of something that does not want to be captured. You can have your voice recording software malfunction or corrupt your files when you capture something that you know you heard in real life and you can't prove it to anyone else. So these are possible. So with that being said, the phones, that could be some paranormal activity. Let's continue. My mom had a voicemail from my brother, and it was in her call log. So we decided to listen, as we were pretty spooked at this point. When my mom called the voicemail to listen and show us, it says, you have a message from Tom in my brother's voice. The voicemail then plays just static and muffle. However, my brother does not have a personal greeting on his voicemail, but it was his voice. Yo, that's Skinwalker stuff.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers know how to use phones, everybody.
Do they?
I don't know. Just say that's not a definitive statement, but it is one of my theories. Not really. I think they're more likely to just somehow interfere with the technology, but still possess their ability to mimic voices. Let's continue. I am aware of something called spoofing that could explain this. However, for it to happen to both of us on the same night, I just can't see it. And how was there a personal greeting of my brother's voice when he doesn't have one? Me and my brother are on two different networks, so it can't be that there was something going on there. It seems a little strange. What's everyone's ideas on this, please? Okay, now before I give anybody any ideas myself, let's read through some of the comments. Actually, let's ask Nick what he thinks. So what do you think, Nick? What do you think because I have a theory already, but I want to hear what you got to say.
That definitely doesn't sound like some sort of hacking thing. I definitely think that's some sort of physical interaction with the other side. I don't think that's a coincidence. There are no coincidences.
The other side, like the deceased.
Yeah, or something, some other dimension, or something else is playing at that.
Okay, and how do you explain the voice sounding just like her brother?
So I've seen, had some of this stuff happen to me where like you hear someone else's voices coming through your own devices. Like I've heard and other people have claimed to say that they if they're going on their walkie-talkies, they'll hear someone else's voice from their buddy, and their buddy didn't say anything. And it's like mimicking.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
like mimicking voices.
I've heard that.
I don't know.
I've heard that.
I definitely think it's strange. I think it could be something from the other side.
Yeah, you brought back a very good. That point was a very good point. You brought back to the surface the memory of a story that I listened to about just that happening. Like they could have sworn they heard a voice on the radio from someone. They were like trail riding, camping. I might have told the story in a different episode. And they heard a voice come through, and they went over the radio and like, what did you say? And they're like, what do you mean? What did I say? I didn't say anything.
Yeah. There's that mimicking. That's
But in that same experience, these people saw like a rake come out of the, not a garden tool, everybody. For those who aren't familiar, a rake is a cryptid. It's like a very pale, gaunt looking, creepy little ghoul thing.
And they collect leaves.
They do collect leaves to cover their private parts.
Okay.
Just kidding. But yeah, so their paranormal experiences with the radio, with the technology, was accompanied by witnessing or
something.
encountering an entity, a cryptid. So
I'm wondering if anything happened after that.
yeah. So let's go to the comments.
Okay, well, Kevin's
in the chat. Kevin said, at least it had nothing to do with a toy telephone. That would have been creepy.
yeah, that would have scared me.
Because that's actually, that's scary. That is creepy. I agree. But if it does happen with a toy telephone, it's undoubtedly paranormal.
Yeah, because there's
no way anything else comes out of that. It can't receive phone calls. It's not like you're actually talking to anybody.
I think some things are able to communicate through that.
Yes.
That spectrum and that radio signal, like well, we could talk about
EMF
from the next upcoming podcasts. Signals.
Oh yeah, little teaser there.
A little teaser there.
Yeah.
Let's look through some of these comments. I think we have a story within a story right here from someone else.
Gene Coulter. Maybe some spirit is trying to connect all of you for some reasons. Years ago, my aunt had her cousin call her and leave a message on her answering machine. The voice was definitely her cousin's, but the message was pretty garbled. It sounded like something about John, her son. But the thing is this cousin passed 3 years before, and my aunt always deleted her messages. She called John to find that he was in the hospital dying. His wife, who was estranged from his family, was not going to let anyone know. Wow. That's some like divine intervention type stuff right there.
I wonder if there is anything
Divine
connected to that
timing.
story.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. A message from beyond.
Yeah, like you're theorizing.
Beyond the hub. Is anyone ill? Yeah, everyone's going like pretty neat. Could use your story on my podcast. Yep. I can give you credit. Oh, we go. Wait a minute.
We got a response.
Lore. New lore.
I thought this too. Is it a sign or something? It's really unexplainable for me. For this to happen to both of us on the same night is just so odd. That also adds to this.
Yeah.
The high strangeness of all of this is that it happens on this to two of them on the same night. I'm leaning more towards the spiritual side, as if it was just one of our phones doing it. I would believe it was a hack or the spoofing, but for both of us, so strange. Nobody's ill, but me and my mom are going away Monday coming up. I really believe in signs. I've been paranoid about everything since.
I would cancel going anywhere.
The phone call sounds paranormal. Spirit used you and your brother so that you, your brother, your mom, and even your aunt would be alerted. When my dad died, he would call me, even at work, and then the call would be all staticky and garbled. I could faintly hear him, but couldn't hear what he was saying. I knew it was him because I am gifted, but if you or your family aren't, then you wouldn't think anything of it. If you got a phone call, all with static and garble, with a faint voice talking, you would just hang up right away and forget about it. In this way, it certainly caught everyone's attention. If you have a loved one who has passed, whether your father, grandparents, other family members, or friends, they are calling you to give you a message which could be a warning, or even to let you know they passed and saying goodbye, or just telling you they love you. But just to be safe in your experience, it sounds urgent, so I would put off your trip for later. So we got an update. So guys, quick update. I've literally just been telling my mom about your comments as we were talking about it. She got a voicemail come up, and same again by Tom, my brother, who's currently sat with me and not phoned her. And again, static. As we was talking about it, we've not spoken about it since it happened. There's been no calls since now. When we've spoken about it, truly freaked out.
So it's still happening.
Wow. This one really intrigued me. This is
AI spoofing, definitely.
I think that's what my theory was going to say. AI, right? Not to discount the possibility of the other one. Just saying that it's possible for both. That it is possible that AI can spoof a voice. That's the part I would go. That's what I'm really hanging on to there. Like AI,
it's crazy.
Someone can. You know how that like they can tap your phone call. They can record your phone call, right? Somebody with an AI program could record your phone call, get into your phone while you're having a phone call, and record your voice. Then they can enter that voice into the AI and then have the AI say many different things in your voice. I think it's still more likely that it's paranormal. Just to go towards the skeptic side, AI does have the capacity to do that type of thing. And I think without the staticky weirdness, because AI tends to be pretty clear.
Yeah.
It struggles with some people's voices to replicate, but like you can can go get an AI and make people say, like, celebrity. You can go make random guy off the top of my head, Joe Rogan. You can go make Joe Rogan
sing.
You can make Joe Rogan sing. You can make Joe Rogan say, "Hi, I'm Joe Rogan, and my podcast is getting canceled because I'm just done with all of you people." and put it out there, and people will believe it. Like, it's possible to do that. Just saying. But I think that experience was probably leaning more towards the paranormal also.
But it is possible that it could be
AI.
Mustang 727 Twilight Zone Night Call.
Is that a reference to a specific episode? Because I've only watched random episodes of Twilight Zone. I haven't watched all of it.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, does that lean more towards the paranormal or the supernatural side, or do you think there's an easy explanation for just some people being kind of mean and messing with people with AI? I don't know. We'll leave that up to you guys to decide for yourselves, because ultimately what you believe is what you believe. Like, you're going to choose to believe what you believe, just as the rest of us will ourselves. Anyway, we really want to thank you for all coming and tuning in tonight. That's going to bring us to the end of our 30-minute live stream. We went a little over today.
But do not worry. The conversation doesn't end here. You can join us on YouTube Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll discuss our next topic of the week, and it's a good one.
Absolutely. Super excited. And tune in right after this.
Right after this.
Now, YouTube, 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
23 minutes.
For Nick's weekly Mystery Corner video. Until next time, be sure to also check out our most recent episodes. And always remember, stay curious and keep seeking the truth.
One moment. I just want to get one last thing from the chat. Dolores W. My dad came to see me as I was walking down to see him. He told me not to worry. I join your mom now, so I know he was gone. He passed away in the night. Wow.
May he rest in peace.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm so sorry.
Kevin
Dolores.
says good times, guys. Thanks. We're glad you enjoyed the show. We hope you tune in next time, and stay tuned for the rest of our episodes.
22 minutes. Watch that video. It's a good one.
Yes.
We will see you all live next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep the conversation going in the comments. Tag us in your posts. And stay tuned for more Beyond the Hub podcast. We'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.